Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. We currently have an 8th grader, 4th grader, kindergartner, and pre-Ker. And on this channel, I like to talk to you guys about secular homeschooling and motherhood and having a large family and traveling and all kinds of things, but basically just our life. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about setting up our new upcoming homeschool year. So this is going to be for the 24-25 homeschool year. I'm going to have a 9th grader, a 5th grader, a 1st grader, and a kindergartner. And it's going to be our 10th year homeschooling, which is just mind-boggling to think about. So, but anyways, I am at the very beginning of this process. I have literally just started. You are coming along with me for the whole route. The whole thing that I'm going to do. So if you're just starting out homeschooling, you might have to do things a little bit different to get to this point. And I'm pretty sure I have videos on that for you guys about how to start from scratch. If not, if that's the video that you're interested in, drop me a comment down below and I'll make it for you. But I'm going to start, where I have data from our previous year, and I'm gonna start with that data to move on to create new information. So the very first thing I'm going to do is open up my my flow for our current year, which was the 23-24 year, make a copy of it and get ready to start changing it to our new one. The reason I do this is because I like to look at what we've accomplished or maybe what we didn't get to or things like that, or things that I'm already going to have on hand before I start thinking about things that I need to acquire for a new year. So that's why I start my process like this. I'm going to take a second, set this up, and I'll be back with you with a dual screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here I pulled it up. I have, this is what last year was. So usually here I have 8th, 4th, kindergarten here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I need to add a whole nother column because I have a whole nother kiddo joining us that will actually be enrolled in homeschooling. So I need to insert another column to the right here where I'm going to change, she is going to be in kindergarten. He is going to be in 1st grade. This one is going to be 5th grade, and this one, believe it or not, is going to be 9th grade. Okay, so here are the subjects that we cover. I have math, English language arts, and then spelling, grammar, literature, writing, history, science, art, critical thinking, computer science, and digital art. These were the goals that we had. I'm going to be super truthful and honest. I personally didn't have the greatest year, so we didn't get to a lot of these things. So you're going to see that a lot of these things I'm either going to take off completely because I know we're just not going to get to them, or I'm going to edit in some way. And yeah, so you're going to see that process happen here live in action. So I know math with Saxon and Nicole the math lady did not work. Loved Nicole the math lady, hated Saxon. So I know I need to find a curriculum for her, so I'm going to delete that right now. My middle daughter, she says she doesn't want to do Matthew C, but it's so successful for her. So I keep going back and forth. I'm not sure what I'm going to use here. So I'm going to put Matthew C / Khan Academy because that's what we're currently using / something else. And I'm going to put a question mark here because I know that's something that I'm going to need to look through. For my 1st grader and my kindergartner, hi sweet pea, we use Math with Confidence, but we also use Matthew C this year. And so I'm going to keep that. I have the levels of Matthew C. So I am going to keep doing both of those because it's working well for us. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in here. I'm going to make that just so it's only one thing. And they're both doing that, and so we're just going to keep both doing that. Now, oops. Now what I have to decide is, am I going to start over with my younger daughter from the beginning and make sure she's actually understanding the concepts, because what we've currently been doing is like she's coming along for the ride and I don't care what she picks up. If she picks up stuff, great, and if she doesn't, you know, or if I'm just going to let her keep going along. So I'm not sure yet which way I'm going to go there. So that's, you know, something I'm going to decide on later. But I know I'm going to use both those programs, but I'm not sure what levels we're going to be doing yet. I know for my son, he'll be doing level 2 for Math with Confidence. And then for Matthew C, I'm not sure where he's going to fall. I'm not sure if we're going to, you know, still be in the primer, or if we're going to go ahead and jump in. Now, here's the deal. Like, it worked super well doing the first level of Math with Confidence with Matthew C, because the first level of Matthew C primer is like, covers a little bit of everything. And all future years of Matthew C, until they get to like pre-algebra, it doesn't follow that like spiral. It's mastery. So like you're going to cover all of addition, then you're going to cover all of subtraction, then you're going to cover all of multiplication. And so I don't know that they're going to continue to line up. So we'll see how that goes. But that's where I'm at right now. So I know I need to find something for my 9th grader. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. I know I'm going to do some research there. I have to decide where I'm going to, you know, land for my 5th grader, what our plan is going to be there. But I know for a fact I'm going to be using Math with Confidence and Matthew C. I already have Matthew C, so I only need to pick up Math with Confidence, you know, the level 2, whatever that, I think it's grade 1, if I'm remembering correctly that's how they do them. So, I had this ELA category here. I'm going to take this out because it's a little like redundant with what I'm covering. So I'm just going to delete that entire row because it doesn't really make sense. But we tried spelling connections, absolutely hated it. So we know we won't be doing that. So we're going to be doing sequential spelling. Just keep continuing with that. That's working well. And root words, because that's working well. I could technically change that to Latin because it's basically like a Latin curriculum, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it root words. We're going to continue doing those. I know we'll be doing pinwheels with both kids. I'm, again, in that situation, like, I know my son's just going to keep going because I've been making sure he's doing it properly, learning all the things that he needs to do. My younger daughter's been along for the ride. So am I going to start over with her or just keep going the way that we've been going and see how she does? I'm not sure yet. So we'll see how that pans out. But I already have pinwheels, all the levels. So not concerned about needing to pick any of that up. And I know that's what we're doing. They obviously won't be doing any grammar. Here I have literature as Winnie the Pooh and Beatrice Potter. We did not get to that. While, you know, I'm going to have a 9th grader, she might not come with us on that, but I'm going to change this to say family literature. And move this here because I want to try to get to it. I got things for it and I want to try to get to it. I think it's still going to be valuable. I don't know if she will come along with us or not. We'll see. My oldest. I don't know if my 9th grader is going to join us with that or not. But I'm going to move that here so that I can talk about what we're going to be doing for like actual literature. And we'll be using Brave Writer. We've been using it. It's working so well for us. I'm just going to keep using it. I might do a little bit of research to see if there's other things that have come out that I think might work for us, or see if there's anything out there that I want to give a shot. So I will probably do some research here on that just to make sure that there's not anything. So I'll probably put a question mark here to see to remind myself I kind of want to look into that. Back to grammar. I know I'm going to have my oldest take a year off of grammar. She's been doing so well, and she has asked for a break from grammar. We really need to focus on writing, and so I think I'm going to allow her to go ahead and skip a year of grammar. She's doing fine. If we're doing writing, we're going to cover grammar, you know, when we're editing and things like that. So we're not going to do anything like fix it or anything this year. And my middle daughter is going to be doing Michael Clay Thompson. We love it. So she did the island, so I think she'll do, I think it's the town level next. We love it. It's working great. I know she's going to do that. I know we're going to use Brave Writer for literature for her because it's working well. Unless I find something that I like more, but I'm, most likely it's going to be Brave Writer. Family literature, I'm going to put it on here. We'll see. Writing, we're going to use Layers of Learning. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much of that in as I wanted to this year. So I still have it, still going to use it, but I'm also going to look into Write by Number. I have seen it on a couple other YouTubers websites and it looks or channels, and it looks so good, and I really want to look into it and see if I can find it in my budget because it is a little bit pricey, but I really am interested in that one, and I'm really considering doing that one. So I know I'm going to do some more research on that and look into that. So I'm going to put that here with a question mark. We're going to continue using the Big History Project, and that CC is Curiosity Chronicles. It's working really well for us. We didn't get to as much of it this year as I wanted to, so we're just going to continue. If like mid-year I need to pick up the next level, I'll do that. But it's working. We're going to keep doing it. Science, we're going to keep using science chunks. Working great for us. Art, we're going to continue using Layers of Learning. And doing art classes outside of the home because that's just working well for us. I know I'm not going to make any changes there. Critical thinking, I never got to the Fallacy Detective, so I'm not even going to bother with that book. I'm just going to take that off. We're going to keep doing the philosophy for kids because, we haven't finished it yet. There's a book 2 that we haven't even gotten to yet, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Computer science, we didn't do any of these, but I want her to learn Office as well. So I'm going to be looking for resources here. I got a typing resource. They hated it. I still need to find something for typing. I might have my 9th grader take a keyboarding class because I'm pretty sure that's required for her for a 9th grader. Here's the deal. In the state of Florida, we don't have to meet certain requirements, but I am going to follow our school requirements, like our public school requirements. So if she does want to go to college, I have a record of her keeping up with those things that a public school student would have done. So that's going to be here. The digital art class she didn't take this year, so I'm probably going to have her do it next year. So that's where I'm at right now. That's what I need to start looking into. I'm going to pop over here in a second and show you another thing in just a minute that shows you, because my oldest is now going to be in high school and we need to start looking at that. So give me a minute to set that up. I'll be right back. All right, so this is my projected, it says project, but it was supposed to be projected high school plan for my oldest daughter. This is what we covered in 8th grade, or what we had planned on covering for 8th grade. Here's the deal, didn't really cover it. So I'm just going to delete this column. Some of it we did, some of it we didn't, but since it's her projected plan, it doesn't need to be on here anymore. And I didn't necessarily meet any of those things, or, that we can count. So I'm just going to delete this column here. So now we're looking at grades 9, 10, 11, 12. These are what we're, projecting that she's going to be taking. It's not like what we're 100%, this is what she's going to be doing. We're going to be able to make adjustments like I'm about to make right now. So for English 1, English 2, English 101, and English 102, I am going to be designing those classes. That's something that I'm going to be working on. I'll be sharing that process along the way. But basically, I'm just going to be piecing together those Brave Writer, what were the other things I said? Sequential spelling, things like that, for her. I'm going to be piecing that together, adding that time up, making that work. Now, math I had done based on the Saxon math program, so I know for a fact we're not going to be using that anymore. So I'm going to delete all that, and she needs to go back and do Algebra 1. We didn't really cover that. Then geometry. We did algebra, but it just was a mess of a year, and we're just starting over from the beginning. She's actually kind of already started on that already, and just getting, a better grasp on all of it. It's okay. She has the time in her schedule. So I made that minor adjustment there to fit that better. All right, so let's talk about science. Here I have history of science. I was planning on this being a 2-year course. We've been using Big History Project. which like kind of combines like science and history, but really most of the science stuff was in the beginning, and we did manage to cover all of that. Like we're into, you know, we'll be done with that by the time we get here. So I do think I'm gonna change my mind what I had initially planned to do here, and I am gonna go ahead and have her start with biology. That is like what you would normally do freshman year, and well, that's normally sophomore year anyways, but I think we're gonna go ahead and start with biology. I'm thinking that's what we might want to do, and then chemistry, and then physics, and then maybe I'm gonna leave this blank because I'm not really sure, you know, maybe I'll let her adjust that schedule, or let her figure that out, or maybe she does some kind of dual enrollment class here at this point. So, but this is what I'm leaning towards, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Because I had planned on covering all of ancient history at that point, that was going to be, we were going to do modern history. So I'm just going to change this to say world history, if I can spell it correctly, because we probably are still going to be like in that history part. And so I'm just going to change it to say world history, and we'll be covering as much of it as we can next year. And we'll see how that plays out, and see how that goes. Arts, I don't know what she's going to do here yet. Obviously I didn't know last year. I don't know if she's going to want to do, you know, like some online, like out school classes or things like that. So that I'm definitely going to need to research for her. PE, she does soccer every year, so that's going to give her half a credit. I got to figure out what the other half that credit's going to be. I might, do like a health program or try to get her like a, you know, like a health credit, half a credit to combine with that. So that would take care of that. So I definitely need to look into that. World languages, she's been saying she wants to do French. So we're going to do French. I need to find curriculum for that. And then electives, I don't know what she's going to do, but I'm definitely going to have her do a computer science. That's going to include like keyboarding, computer safety, and like office, like learning office things like Word and Excel and things like that. I don't know whether I'm going to use the virtual schools for that, or if I'm going to devise something for her. We'll see how that goes. I know Google has like internet safety, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft has like some kind of like learn how to use the programs. So that is what I'm going to be kind of looking at. So I can go here now and know that this is kind of what our like outline is, what our game plan is, and I can start looking at things that I want to look into for the upcoming year. High school, you need to start keeping a transcript, so I know that's something that I'm going to be working on. I will of course be sharing that process with you. I started it a little bit last year at this time when I was like researching and figuring out things, and I was like, oh, I'll work on it throughout the year. I of course didn't. Things have been crazy, so I'm gonna get it together, decide what I'm gonna do, decide how I'm gonna do it, and I'll be sharing all of that with you guys. All right, anyway, so I can look at these two documents and see, you know I need something for math for my oldest. I need to decide what I'm going to be using for my 5th grader for math. I know I'm going to need to be looking for some kind of deciding between what writing projects I'm going to use for my oldest, and set up some kind of like English 101 thing that, you know, what we're going to count as a credit for that for her. I know I'm going to need to look into more elective items for her. I know I need to decide what computer science what we're going to do for that. But my little kids are mostly taken care of. I might start introducing a little bit more work from my son, as far as like get him a critical. My younger kids did like critical thinking workbooks. Start him on some more like, you know, dedicated science things specifically for him, or for both of them. They take a lot of co-op classes, so they're getting a lot of these things there. Like I know he's gonna take a class on like first peoples of America and animal spotlight, so he's gonna be doing some like science there, and something else. at his co-op. So I know that stuff's going to get covered there. So yeah, so now I can see these are the holes that I have. These are the things that I need to make sure I'm getting. These, you know I need to pull out the Math UC Alpha out of storage for my first grader. He might get to that point. So like things like that. I know where I'm going. I know what to look for. I know what to do for my next step. So I'm going to stop this video here. I've shown you like kind of like what I do. If you were starting from the beginning, you would basically just make this, make that first graph that I showed you, that first table. These are the subjects, these are the curriculums that I want to use for them. That's kind of like how I start here. That's what you would do too. And then I'm going to stop this video here so that it doesn't become, exponentially long. And I'll share that second step, which is like researching curriculum and all of that, probably over the course of several videos, like I did last year. I'll try to link those ones. I have like a whole planning for the 2023-2024 school year playlist, so I'll link that playlist down below. But I'm, that'll probably be over the course of several videos of me sharing like, that research process of what we're going to go through, what we're going to use, all of that stuff. And then at some point I'll get to where I'm like actually making their daily plans. And when we get there, that'll be a whole new video. So I hope was helpful for you, kind of seeing like I evaluated what didn't work for us last year, what I need to get for us this year, what did work for us, what we're going to continue to use. And now I have a game plan set and ready for these are the things I'm going to look into. And these are the things that I need to research. And these are the things that I don't have to think about anymore because I know they're already done. So that's all I'm going to share with you guys today. I hope you found this helpful, informative. That was straight from Shauna over at Making Everyday Magic. Sorry for stealing that from you. But I hope that this, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help or answer any questions that's the best I can down in the comments below. You can always message me over on Instagram at Homeschool-ology. I answer my DMs over there. Yeah, so if you guys, let me know if there's anything that you want to see specifically about the planning process, because I am starting those videos now. So if there's anything specific you want to see, drop that down in the comments. I'll make sure I record that when I get to that point. And I hope you guys will come back and chat with me again real soon. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.